thus God answered the doubtful questioning of Moses in verse 22, shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them to suffice them, or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? And proved once more that his own hand had not been too short. God can supply. But though he granted Israel's unholy desire, he turned the very gift into a plague. Because in verse 33 we read, while the flesh was yet between their teeth, before it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very great plague. Or, as the psalmist says in Psalm 106:15, he gave them their request, but sent leanness into their soul. In what a solemn and impressive manner does this teach us the danger of unholy and uncontrolled desires. We've often thought what a beautiful prayer that is in Psalm 24, grant thee according to thine own heart, and fulfill all thy counsel. When offered for one whose heart is subdued and whose desires are concentrated on the fullness of God's promises. But would it not be an awful prayer? An awful prayer for one whose heart is full of unholy desires, who longs like Israel of old only for earthly things. We should take heed what we desire and for what we pray. And you may ask for some earthly gift, and it may be worldly prosperity, it may be wealth, or it may be for some other gift, some far higher but still earthly gift. And because you are very intent upon it, and God may give it to you, he may grant you all that you desire. And then the fulfillment of that desire may become a terrible snare to you. And the gift, whatever it is, may become your idol, may lower your affections to earth. And thus, while your prayers have been granted, God has sent leanness into your soul. It's a mercy that God does not grant all of our desires, that he so often sets aside some desires and greatly disappoints others. It's part of a merciful plan whereby he would bring us to rest in himself and in himself only. And it's because he would not send leanness to our souls. Now, when some of our most fervent desires are not granted, when some of our higher anticipations become shrouded in darkness, greatly wounded, and then let us think within ourselves, is it not to teach me the meaning of these deep words? Delight thyself in the Lord, and he will give thee the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:4. And through grace, turn away from earth with all of its treasures and from the desires of this world. Whatever its attractions, turn to Jesus. In him you cannot be disappointed. His love is altogether pure, altogether satisfying. In him every desire of your heart will be fulfilled, and then there can be no leanness of soul, but only peace that passes all understanding.